All right, this IXL goes over IXL Q1, which the code is F55, and this is the Pythagorean theorem. So it is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and I think that almost everyone remembers this formula, but how to use it is what takes some practice. So we're going to go ahead and take some practice. So the thing I want you to know, this is super important, this big guy, the biggest thing in a triangle, is called a hypotenuse, and it will always be C. C will always be the biggest side of the triangle. A and B can totally be switched around, but C will always be the biggest side of the triangle. So that's something super important to know. Okay. So what is the length of the hypotenuse? So again, it's the biggest side of the triangle. So what we have to do is we have to use our formula. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, now we just have to plug in these numbers. So let's make 8a and let's make 15b. I chose these, I just can. Okay, so instead of the letter a, I'm going to put in 8. I just exchanged a for 8 plus b squared, which is 15, equals c squared. We don't know what c is. That's what we're trying to find. So we're going to use our algebra in order to find it. You will need a calculator. It'll help. All right, so let's do 8 squared, which is 64, plus 15 squared, which is 225, equals c squared. All right, we're still trying to find c. So we're going to add these two up. So we have 225 plus 64, which is 289, equals c squared. Now we still don't have c by itself. That's not the answer. That's what c squared equals. So what we need to do in order to get rid of a squared is the opposite. We square root it. So this is going to equal c. So in your calculator, we need to square root 289. And that comes out to a perfect 17. Also, if you think about it, if you put 289 here, it seems like a very long side when this one's only 15 and that one's only 8. All right, let's do another one. I'm going to pick a different color. Okay. So this one, what is the length of the hypotenuse? Again, we want the biggest side. So let's go our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, I'm going to make this one a just because I can, and that one b. So a is going to be 2 squared plus b is 8 squared, and then we don't know what c is yet. So 2 squared is 4, 8 squared is 64, equals c squared. 68 equals c squared. And again, to get c by itself, our very last step is to square root it. Now, we're not going to be so lucky with this one. It's not going to give us a pretty number. So the square root of 68 is 8.24621, blah, 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 blah. So, but it says round to the nearest tenth. So we only have to go out one decimal place. So I got 8.2. Because it's 8.24, but the tenths place is only one decimal in, so 2 doesn't increase. So your C is going to be 8.2. All right, last one. This one's a little bit different. It gave us a hypotenuse. It didn't give us B. We have to find B now. So let's go ahead and do this. We have a squared. Always start with your formula. Let's plug in what we do know. We do know that this is C. Remember, it has to be C. Your hypotenuse has to be the biggest one. Okay, so we do know what A is. A squared is 24 plus B squared, we don't know what B is, equals 26 squared. All right, so let's do this. So we have, let's do 24 times 24, which is 576 plus B squared equals, it's going to be a doozy, huh? 26 times 26 is 676. Now, we're still trying to get b by itself. Now we got to kind of go back to our algebra terms and try to get b by itself. So I need to move this. It's got to go on the other side of the equation. So I have to do the opposite. So these canceled, and I'm down to b squared equals 676 minus 576 is 100. And then to get b by itself, we need to square it. That cancels out that squared, and b equals 10. Yay, that's your final answer.